What are the best SDRs doing to break the ice and put prospects at ease? Are there certain lines or phrases that you find work really well?
Number one in the opener, people are trying to use a bit of humor. I can't remember exactly which rep came up with this, but Hunter Thompson, who was one of the reps that we had on the BDR side, he started saying, "Hey, you know what? This is a cold call. Would you want to throw your phone out the window now, or can you give me 30 seconds to tell you why I called?" Right? So taking a more humorous approach to it, and most people are going to give you the 30 seconds, and you probably get a little chuckle out of it as well. Being north of the border, and another thing that a lot of the reps will use is just saying, "Hey, I'm an easygoing Canadian. It's okay for you to tell me you're not interested, but would love to, have a bit of a conversation around this." So in terms of just like tactically what I see work is, number one, like a permission-based opener. So that is like Hunter was doing, asking someone for a little bit of time because you are interrupting them. So it's kind of acknowledging that interruption. And this is kind of table stakes stuff that a lot of the SDRs are doing these days. I think the second piece is now people in their opener will also try to use some of the research that they've come up with as they prep to call that person. So the reason I actually called you is I saw you just launched a new product. When you launch new products, we see XYZ happen, and we're actually solving that for competitor X, Y, and Z. I have specific reasons I'm calling you, and you're not one of 100. I actually thought about this before I called you. So that's when I know a lot of the experts on LinkedIn are talking about lately is trying to use that research up front in your cold calls. I find that reps are quick to be very loose in the meeting ask at the end. And I think you've got someone who's interested and you want to find next available time. And I find a lot of reps will be like, "What about next week?" Like right away. Right? It's like, "No, what about either today or tomorrow?" So just trying to go for that next available slot, because the longer you kind of book that meeting out, it cools off.
They'll forget about you by next week.
Exactly. And then you get them pushing it or saying, "Hey, you know what? I thought about it. We don't need this thing," or, "Oh, we already have a tool," or whatever. They'll give you an excuse to brush it off and not take the meeting. And then a really good thing, I had a rep do this to me. I took a meeting. It was actually booked off LinkedIn, but I thought something that he did that was clever or different was he got the meeting booked, and it was a little bit of a ways out. I think we booked it a month or two out, and it's based on a renewal of another software. But what he would do is every time I post on LinkedIn, guess who was in the comments? This guy. Actually adding some value in the comments about what I was talking about, not trying to sell his services in the comments, but just keeping himself top of mind. And I would see his comments all the time, right? And I actually ended up taking 2 meetings with that company, and one of them was yesterday, and sure enough, when I posted yesterday, he was the first comment. More of a nurture process once you've had the conversation on the phone, is to go to LinkedIn, show them some love, engage with their posts, and stay top of mind that way versus just trying to send emails or follow-up calls and stuff like that.
Hope you found it helpful and valuable, and we'll talk to you next time.